What's going on, everybody? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Fourth and Goal Sports Show. I'm your host, Tyrus Filson. Welcome back. Today, we've got an interesting topic. Today, we've got a unique topic. We're going to be listing the top 5 most important positions in the game of football. Before we get started, please be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, as well as follow to the Fourth and Goal Sports Instagram page. But without further ado, at the number 5 spot, we have the center. The center position, oftentimes overlooked, is one of the most important positions in the game of football. If your offense has a terrible center who's just piss poor, he can't snap the ball, he's always having problems, it's going to affect the entire offense. It's gonna ruin the chemistry. It's going to limit the offensive coordinator and the plays he calls for the offense. It's going to limit the whole team. It's gonna affect the whole offense. It's going to mess up the level of cohesiveness that the offense will have, because you'll see the difference in NFL teams and college teams, high school teams, all football teams, when you have a crappy center snapping the ball and you have an elite center, a productive center. You'll see the difference. And an example with that is, look at the Philadelphia Eagles for the past few years. They've been an elite team in the NFL in large part due to having an elite center, future Hall of Famer, legendary center, Jason Kelce, snapping the ball. Because you guys know this is the Fourth and Goal Sports YouTube channel. Fourth and goal, you need that push. You got to have a good center. And Jason Kelce was that guy for sure. You need a good center to have a good offense. You just have to. But moving on to number 4, this is going to be surprising for a lot of you, because there's many that believe this is arguably the top position in the game of football. But for me, I do not agree. Number 4, defensive back. You got to have good DBs on the defensive end, or at least decent. You can't have dog crap defensive backs. You just can't. You got to have solid DBs. And I know a lot of people may say this is, too low. The reason that having solid DBs, like I said, solid, you don't have to have good DBs, great DBs, just serviceable, solid DBs. I say that because there's a lot of defenses in the NFL where you got one good DB and the rest of the guys are pretty average or serviceable, right? And that's fine. A lot of times what makes a great DB comes down to the scheme of the defense, not necessarily the DB on his own. A lot of people make the case that a player like Josh Norman in his prime with Carolina, that was because of scheme. A lot of people make that argument. A lot of people make that same argument for Richard Sherman. That was because of scheme. And I'm not here to harp on that too much, but what I am here to say is the defensive back position is definitely important. It's greatly valued, and it's becoming a more greatly valued over the span of time in the NFL, of course. And in college football, you got to have solid DBs. I just simply don't think that the defensive back position is top 3. I don't believe it's top 5, but not top 3 in my personal opinion. Going to number 3 on my list, I've got the middle linebacker position. That's right, the quarterback of the defense. The middle linebacker position, make no mistake about it, is one of the most underappreciated, most disrespected positions when it comes to most important lists recently. All this talk about DB, all this talk about other positions, when it comes down to defense, the middle linebacker sets the tone. The middle linebacker sets the tone every single time. Ray Lewis set the tone. Patrick Willis set the tone. London Fletcher set the tone. Guys like that, they exemplified what it meant to be an elite linebacker in the NFL, specifically a middle linebacker. And when it comes down to it, like I said, the middle linebacker sets the tone for the defense. From play calling for the defense, they're letting everybody know what they need to do. From the signal call from the defensive coordinator to the middle linebacker, he's the number one reason guys are going to know what they need to do. It's his responsibility. The middle linebacker position isn't just something where you have the physical ability, you have the skill. You also have to have the mental toughness, the mental stability, the football IQ. There's so much that goes along with playing the middle linebacker position, and it takes a lot of skill. It's one of the top positions in the league that takes the most skill for sure, and that's why at number 3 I put the middle linebacker position. But moving on to number 2. Number 2 on my list, I have left tackle. The left tackle position is one of the most important positions in the game of football, and a large part of that is because of a man named LT. That's right, I'm talking about Lawrence Taylor. Now, Lawrence Taylor, obviously he was before my time, but thanks to the gift of YouTube, you can study players of the past. Lawrence Taylor was one of the greatest defensive players in the history of the game. And what Lawrence Taylor did at the edge rush position was he revolutionized the protection of the NFL quarterback. You see, LT dominated so much that the value of the left tackle position, the offensive tackle position overall, but specifically the left tackle position, was highly, highly raised. The value was raised, and the left tackle position today is held in high regard because the quarterback's blind side, if he's right-handed, which is more times than not, is going to be his left, the left side of the offensive line. And that's usually the quarterback's blind side. That's an important position. You have to have the quarterback's blind side protected. You have to. And now you see the value of left tackles in the NFL today. Trent Williams, he's gotten his big-time payday. He's gotten his success with the 49ers. Obviously, I'm a Washington fan. I've watched him for years, seen him dominate, but I'm happy for him now that he's winning on a winning franchise. You got Christian Darrisaw. You got Andrew Thomas. You got so many elite left tackles in the league today that are just dominating. Lane Johnson. You got guys all over the left tackle position that are dominating today, and you love to see it. It's a great thing to see that left tackles are finally getting the value and the respect that they deserve because they are the number 2 most valuable position in my book. Going to the number 1 spot, this is no surprise to anybody. The number 1 most important position in the game of football is the quarterback position. The quarterback is not only the player on the field that has the most control. The quarterback is an extension of the coach when it comes to play calling, when it comes to football IQ. The quarterback is not only a physical, skillful job. You have to have the physicals. You have to have the skill. You have to have the talent. But not only that, you have to have the mental capacity and the football IQ. You have to have those things because if you don't have those things, if you don't have the mental capacity, if you don't have the football IQ, you just can't play the quarterback position. You're not going to be successful. I mean, from remembering play calls.
Green right X, shift the Viper right. 382 X stick looky.
Here we go, guys. Green right X.
Breaking down film. Quarterbacks, I never disrespect the quarterback position. You'll never see me saying, oh, quarterback is just this overrated position. No, they deserve the credit they get because quarterback is a tough thing. I know guys think they could just go out there and throw the ball and sling it and that's it. No, there's so much more to the quarterback position that goes into it from the high school level to the college level to the NFL. The quarterback position is without a doubt one of the most important positions in the game. And guess what? It's the most important position in the game when it comes to my list. But in conclusion, I just want to say thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for supporting the Fourth and Goal Sports YouTube channel. Please be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, as well as follow to the Fourth and Goal Sports Instagram page. And please be sure to comment in the comment section, what do you think are the top 5 most important positions in the game of football? And do you think I got number 1 right? I know a lot of people argue that it's defensive back is the most important position. I have quarterback, and I don't have defensive back in my top 3. Share your thoughts on that in the comment section. But without further ado, this is the Fourth and Goal Sports Show. I'm your host, Tyrus Filson. Have a blessed day. Peace.